Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you can see it and you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we are discussing a lovely emerging vintage timepiece. This is an N serial number, so 1991 Rolex Oyster Perpetual GMT-Master II 16710. It's a Coke on a Jubilee, and I have the original warranty card for this watch. It was born in 1991 with the Jubilee. These two things came together from Geneva. A rare watch, a handsome timepiece, and a real survivor. The watch also has all of its original case metal and its original tritium dial. Now, the timepiece on my wrist is easy to wear. It's like a modern Rolex. It's 40 millimeters in diameter, albeit without the super case profile. In terms of thickness, 12.2 millimeters. It'll slide underneath any cuff, and I do feel that the Jubilee clad version of the GMT is a bit better suited as a dress watch. It is a little bit more elegant with the small link design, and the bracelet's also a bit more supple and comfortable. Now, lug-to-lug, because there are pivoted end links, the true measurement is the case size, 47.6 millimeters across the wrist, 20 millimeters between the lugs if you want to accessorize and maybe give the factory Jubilee bracelet a little bit of a rest, throw it on a leather to dress it up with alligator or perhaps a NATO to dress it down for ops. This is a handsome timepiece, and it would be my choice among vintage GMTs. Now, jumping in a little bit closer, we'll examine some of the details of this bracelet. This is a R serial, so roughly 1993. Remember, these things were often shipped after their production date, so these two things were unified when the bracelet was shipped with the watch, likely in 1993, despite being 1991 production. It is a 62510 bracelet with 502B end links, which you can see symmetrical and correct on both sides. The bracelet is in outstanding condition. Of course, it's an old-style Jubilee with pivoted end links and hollow centers, but there is no undue play here. Not much more than it would have had when it left Geneva. These always have a little bit of a snakiness to them, and they're also wonderfully soft and supple. They actually vent the wrist better than an Oyster, so in some respects, if you're going to be wearing this watch outdoors in hot weather, this is the more humane bracelet for your wrist. It won't get as hot and clammy. Now, the clasp is in excellent condition. You can see that it's in excellent condition because the Rolex crown is as sharp as it was the moment it was stamped. That relieved 5-point Rolex coronet has all of its original definition and metal, and the same is true for the clasp, which is scratched and scuffed, as is the watch, but mercifully raw and possibly even virgin steel. This watch may never have been refinished. Now I'm going to show you the marks inside so you can verify everything I've told you about the reference of the bracelet and the R code. 62510. R code. Okay, now let's jump to the watch. Of course, you can adjust the bracelet inside the clasp to change the size, but I want to show you how intact this case is, because it's rare that you see a GMT from this era that appears to have all of the original metal on the lugs. There's absolutely no danger of the spring bars protruding from the lugs. You also note that the original factory bevels are present and correct. Worn, but present and correct, and not just on one corner, not just on two corners, but on all four corners. This watch has its original metal, and it is spectacular for it. The case flank was originally polished, the lug hoods were originally satin, and you can still see that. We will polish it for you if you want. I recommend you never do. Now, the timepiece is a Coke, meaning it has the red and the black bidirectional GMT bezel. As ever, you can use it in conjunction with the GMT-Master II functionality to temporarily read 3 time zones on the dial, and that would happen if you set the 24-hour hand to GMT and then use the local airport or port of destination offset in conjunction with the bezel. Otherwise, you have 12-hour and 24-hour time that you can set independently. Sapphire crystal, of course, even in 1991. This watch features almost all the modern standards. Gloss dial, black lacquer, white gold hands, white gold indices, and you can see the original tritium has faded in a beautiful fashion. There is no compromise when wearing a Rolex this intact from this era, because it wears like a modern watch. It has the 100-meter water resistance, and it can still be made factory water resistant as rated. It has a high beat movement, 28,800 vibrations per hour. It has a full balance bridge. It's a COSC chronometer. Let's talk about the movement underneath. This is a Rolex manufacturer caliber 3185, 31 joules, automatic winding, 48-hour power reserve, stop seconds, 12 24-hour dual time formats, full balance bridge and a free sprung index for shock resistance, an overcoil hairspring to allow the watch to keep excellent time in any orientation with respect to gravity. The watch naturally is adjusted in 5 positions and certified as a Swiss chronometer. There's a lot going on inside this case. It's deceptively simple, but Rolex is one of those God is in the detail brands where you can get this movement, which is workmanlike and well assembled, to run to preternaturally accurate rates. These can run to less than 1 second a day, and it's remarkable to see a watch that's well into its 3rd decade able to run that well, wear modern, and be your everyday watch, your daily driver, even as its vintage status is further cemented by the day. You can see this emerging vintage N Series Rolex Oyster Perpetual GMT-Master II 16710, born with the Jubilee bracelet, full box and papers to prove it, on the watch box.